I'm going to read from you some more. I hope you like being read to, because here we are. I typed it out, printed it out, and reading it. What I'm going to read to you is a Magic Kingdom story, or at least part of it. Give you something that's a little bit different in flavor and tone. This is a short story that Shawn will be including in his anthology Unfettered II, which will publish sometime in the near future or not, as depending on how everybody else turns in their stories, because I turned mine in. So this involves, if you know the Magic Kingdom stories, you probably know something about them by now. And this involves Ben Holiday, his wife Willow, who is a sylph that changes into a tree periodically, and his various strange retainers that are around some of the time, including his scribe Abernathy, who is a dog that was once a man but can't get changed back again, and his wizard, court wizard, who does magic but not very well. And in this case, he also has other creatures from the kingdom who show up periodically, among them a pair of Gahome gnomes, and in this story, they're back. On that late spring morning, it wasn't the weather that ended up ruining Ben Holiday's day. No, on that morning, it was an unexpected visit. "Hi, Lord," a tinny voice called from the other side of his closed bedroom door. His eyes opened and he lifted his head from the pillow. The voice sounded familiar, and not in a good way. No, instead it nudged to life rather aggressively a recognizable clutch of dark memories that had been buried, if never quite eradicated, by the passing of the days. "Is he in there?" the second voice whispered, similar in tone but just different enough to be distinguishable. "He must be in there. He sleeps there, doesn't he?" "Well, he might have gone out." "Where would he go?" "Anywhere he chooses. He is High Lord." "Ah," Ben thought in dismay. The light dawned. "Go away," he shouted at the door. "Far, far away." Gasps sounded. Breath exhaled in a mix of distress and awe. A jumbled muttering of indistinguishable words ensued. A shuffling of feet preceded the sound of bodies crowding up against the door in an effort to get closer. "Great High Lord," cried one voice. "Oh, mighty High Lord," cried the other. Philip and Sot. If not his worst nightmare, then something close. He squeezed his eyes tightly closed in disbelief. How had they gotten in here? Weren't there supposed to be guards protecting him from intruders? Wasn't he safe even in his own bed, in his own castle? "Go away," he repeated. Philip and Sot. Troublesome, even for Gahome gnomes, a variety of Landobrian gnomes that were otherwise mostly innocuous. Most gnomes, the good kind, nested in the northern stretches of Landover, up around the Melfort Mountains, where they behaved themselves, where they didn't eat their neighbors' pets, where they didn't steal everything that wasn't nailed down, where they didn't start fires in people's living rooms just to see what would happen. All of which the Gahome gnomes did without a second thought. This was a tribe so reviled by everyone that they had been told so often to Gahome gnomes that the name had stuck. Unfortunately, no one, themselves included, could remember by now where that home was or how to get the Gahome gnomes to go back there. "Great High Lord," they called through the door, chanting together, "Mighty High Lord." On and on and on. He gritted his teeth. His thoughts were best left unvoiced, so he kept them that way. Instead, he climbed out of bed to meet his fate, already pretty much knowing what it was. Not in the specific, of course, but generally. Each appearance by these two always prefaced a disaster, only the nature of it varied. He yanked open the door, furious. Two wizened, somewhat monkey-like faces stared up at him in adoration from 3 feet down. Eyes wide and adoring, beaming smiles revealing sharpened teeth, they bowed low. "Great High Lord, mighty High Lord." "Stop saying that," he snapped, causing him to flinch. "How did you get in here anyway?" "Oh, it was easy, High Lord," Philip explained. "We just climbed the wall." "You climbed... Wait, that wall is 100 feet high." "They wouldn't let us in through the gates, High Lord. They sent us away. They would not tell you where we were here. So we climbed the wall. It's very easy for gnomes to climb walls." Note to self, Ben thought. Find a way to make the castle walls too slick to climb. "What about the guards? Didn't they see you?" The gnomes looked at each other in confusion. It was very dark. No one could see us. Ben stared. You climbed the wall last night? It was necessary, High Lord, Philip said. Sot nodded eagerly. We have a problem, High Lord. We need you to solve it. We couldn't wait for morning, Philip added. Not out there, Sot declared, gesturing vaguely. So we climbed the wall and waited outside your door. Ben pictured this and was appalled, but only for a second because it was so typically them it didn't bear dwelling on. We have a problem, Sot repeated. We do, Philip agreed. Of course you do. Ben made a dismissive gesture. When have you not had a problem? But you have to go through the gates and the front door and ask to see me. You do not get to see me by climbing the walls and sneaking around to find my bedroom door and waiting for morning to barge in uninvited and waking me up. I was sleeping. Both gnomes nodded sagely. We slept a little too, Philip announced, missing the point entirely. Can we tell you about our problem now? Ben gave up. Sure, why not? Come right on in. No need to stand on ceremony. Mi casa es su casa. Feel free to make yourselves at home. He stomped back into his bedroom and threw himself down on the bed. The gnomes took this as an invitation and jumped up beside him. Ben was too worn down to do anything about it. He did have enough presence of mind to wonder where Willow was. She had been there last night, hadn't she? Usually that meant she was there in the morning, but for some reason she wasn't there today. Maybe he heard the gnomes outside the door and was smart enough to get out while the getting was good. Still, it was strange he hadn't heard her go. We have a new pet, Philip began, and right away Ben held up his hand. Tell me you didn't eat it. No, it's my pet. When has that ever stopped you? It is a special pet, Philip announced. A special pet, Sot echoed. I found it, Philip added. Sort of, Sot said. They looked at him, waiting. So what's the problem? He asked cautiously. My pet was stolen, Philip announced, a frown adding further displacement to his wizened features. Sort of, Sot repeated. There was a nuance to these last two words that Ben didn't miss. Stolen or not, he pressed, none too gently. Time was wasted. Philip was looking daggers at Sot. It was my pet, he snapped. We both found it, Sot replied. It was mine. It was his too. Wait a minute, Ben interrupted. Someone else was with you when you found it? Philip made a freshly reworked expression of disgust by clearing his throat loudly. Shoot, Diesel. Another go-home gnome that was always making unfortunate decisions and wreaking havoc as a result. Nastya had encountered this one after her discharge from Barrington, but it was Ben, still in Landover, who was now stuck with him. Still, unlike Philip and Sot, Shoot Diesel never spoke. As far as Ben was concerned, it was his sole virtue. Ben rubbed his eyes wearily, wishing he were back asleep. So you and Shoot Diesel found this pet together. He is my pet, Philip declared vehemently. I want him back. It was at this point that the bedroom door opened and Willow walked in. His wife took in the sight of her husband sitting in bed with a pair of go-home gnomes and raised an eyebrow. This isn't what it seems, Ben said quickly. Willow, ever calm and steady, nodded. Is it about the pet? Ben stared. Well, who knew?